What's going on, Foodie Gang? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? My throat's a little bit sore. Can y'all hear me? Let me know. Let me know. Okay, I see a problem already. Okay, here we go. All right, where's my kitchen at? Where is my kitchen at? But you are tuned in to Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bake, season 3. Episode, I believe we are on episode 166. We are just chugging along. And then y'all bear with me. I feel like StreamYard changed some things around. And so I have a couple of things that look a little different. So, but welcome back to the channel. And it is time for tea. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I do not have tea in here. I have coffee. That is because I almost fell asleep. This morning, I almost fell asleep when I was editing. So I was like, let me get some coffee. And I was gonna go to sleep. But I was like, no, let me pull up to the foodie gang. We got the morning show. Let me do what I said I was gonna do. So here we are. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Keep the stove on by sending a super chat, Venmo, or PayPal. Join my group on Foodie Gang or on Facebook, Foodie Gang fan page. Follow me on my social media platforms. And I do have the merch on today. I got the certified Foodie Gang hoodie. So shop the store on Gear Bubble. All right, are y'all ready for today? Okay, yesterday we talked about Angie Stone, Little Baby, and Birdman. We had a great show. Shout out to the co-host who came up. I appreciate it so much for y'all joining the platform. But today, the show is gonna. Well, it was sad yesterday because we were talking about Angie Stone. Very tragic what happened to her. May she rest in peace and all of that. It's gonna get even sadder today. Angie Stone was 63, but we're gonna talk about G Money, Lil Ronnie, and his daughter, who were gunned down, and she was only 5 years old. I'm sure that you guys have already heard about it, a little bit about it. We also are gonna talk about the 20,000 illegal immigrant smuggling ring that was busted. Now, yesterday I said the word trafficked, but I looked up the definition of trafficking and smuggling, and they are very similar words, but they are different. I'm going to pull up that definition before we get into the smuggling versus trafficking. So they're two different words, but they're very, very similar. And a lot of times they are used interchangeably. All right. Is everybody okay? Today we are gonna get back in the kitchen. Um today, excuse me, y'all. Today we're gonna get back in the kitchen. Okay, so we hit 3,000 members on the Facebook group, and we are gonna make 3K shrimp or Cajun shrimp boil packets or foil pack. I gotta work on the name, but they are gonna be good. We're gonna start some of the prep today. I have not set up that live stream yet, but I'm going to, and I'm not sure what time. I kind of think it'll be around 4 or 5 o'clock my time, just because that'll work best for me. But we will see. And I'm still working on the name, but what it's gonna be, they're gonna be like little seafood boil packs. It's gonna have shrimp, sausage, corn, and potatoes in there with some Cajun seasoning, some Old Bay, and some butter, and a little bit more. So they're gonna be really, really good. We are making this to celebrate our milestone of reaching 3,000 members on the Facebook page. But before we get into anything, we're gonna read the disclaimer, or I'm gonna read the disclaimer, and we're gonna go over that. Welcome to 907 Good Eats Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank. Please note that the information provided on our channel, including commentary and discussions, is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. Comments and opinions expressed are those of the individuals and not those of 907 Good Eats. While we strive to provide accurate and up to date information, we cannot guarantee its completeness, reliability, or accuracy. The use of the information provided on this channel is strictly at your own risk. We do not claim ownership of any third party content featured on our channel. All third party content is the intellectual property of the respective owners, and we respect their rights. Viewer discretion is advised for all content. So there we have it. There we have it. There we have it. Um, I am gonna show you guys the Facebook group before we get into G Money, Lil Ronnie, and his daughter. So we're gonna get us all warmed up with some food. Okay. Yeah, so we are gonna get back into the kitchen today. We're gonna do some prep. Mm, technically we are already in the kitchen, but we're gonna get into the real kitchen. Okay, y'all, pulling it up. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so this is the group on Facebook. And you know what I should do is I'll drop the link for the Facebook group and have it up there the whole time. Okay, there we go. There we go. And I'm also gonna drop the link if anybody wants to join the show. Okay, so can y'all see that? It says 3.1. So we are moving, man. We are moving, man. So every time we have a milestone here at 907 Geeks on YouTube or Facebook, I always like to celebrate with food. I feel like every celebration has food. So we are definitely gonna celebrate. Now I know I'm a little bit late. I think we hit this milestone a couple days ago. But when we got monetized, we celebrated. When we hit 200,000 views, we celebrated. We always celebrate. I love little celebrations. So let's see. And then, yes, okay, so March 1st, we hit 3,000 members. And then here was the post that I made. Just thanking everybody. I'm gonna admit, I gotta go back here and get my engagement up on Facebook, y'all. Your girl tired. So if you're on Facebook, tap into the group, stay in touch. I want to see what you guys are eating. I'm gonna click this video. Hopefully it doesn't play.
Today's lunch.
Of course it did. Okay. So it looks like he got some real good food, and it said Durham, North Carolina. Um, One thing about it, that pot roast from Gail's Kitchen gonna hit every time. Yeah, that looks good. um, and it looks like they got some cabbage with some mac and cheese and some rice. I wonder how much this plate costs. This is what I'm talking about. Why, like, when I order pot roast, it never looks like this. They even have treats, and it makes a difference if the people that are serving your food are happy. It makes a big difference. Let's see what we got here.
Method.
What
Here
we
I
got
have my proteins, my meat, my dry.
Okay, I muted the music just in case there is any music. Sometimes these videos have like background music, and when I do use videos, I vet them before we get here just to make sure I don't have any issues. And the link for the Facebook group is pinned down below. I wonder what that is. So, great food, and then posts like this that are not food related, I'll remove them because we want everything to be food related. We want to topic. Stay on topic. So, and if you don't make your group that way, where it's like it's only about food or it's only about engagement, you're gonna run into a big problem. So this is a fish curry with some rice. I haven't had curry in a long time. I think I did make curry recently. I think it was like I gotta look it up. So I made curry recently on 907 Good Eats. Okay, who all agree we have a vote for a group cover photo of the month? That's not a bad idea. Okay, so what I did was I tagged everyone in it, and then it's gonna go to everyone's notifications, and then we're gonna see. The cooking I do would be the kid's choice or my husband's choice. Is it? But cooking my favorite food today. Lentils, rice, mango vegetable, and potato choka, which has always been my favorite. I don't know what that last thing is, but the thing I love about this group is that there is people from all over the world that are in the group, and so you learn so much. Now we got this looks real good. We got some fruit here, some spaghetti. We got breakfast. Peanut butter toast be hitting, especially when you put those bananas on it. Okay. Y'all know I love spaghetti, and I make spaghetti all the time in this channel. And I know y'all be getting tired of it, but it's my favorite. We got mashed. This is like something I would cook. Baked barbecue oven chicken, mashed potatoes, and green beans with bacon and onions. This is something that I would definitely eat or definitely cook. This is like something I'm gonna make for sure, for sure. And I think we saw a little bit of this from yesterday. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys the food group on Facebook. All right, all right, all right. Let me see. Okay. So I read the disclaimer to you guys. Um, I do have some news articles in here, but we want to be respectful of the family of G Money, Lil Ronnie, and his daughter. So I'm just putting in the fair use, fair use. So this is the thumbnail that I put together, and we're gonna get
waiting anxiously, finally breaking down when their
see what they say.
worst fears were confirmed.
He didn't bother nobody. He didn't target nobody. He was a family man.
Forest Hill police say around 10:45 this morning, a 30-year-old man and his 5-year-old daughter were parked at this car wash when they were shot by 2 suspects who left in a 4-door Kia. Police say both victims died at the scene. Family identifying them as Ronnie Smith, a rapper who performed as G Money Lil Ronnie, and his daughter, Romani. Loved ones say yesterday was the girl's 5th birthday.
Why would you target him? His name is Lil Ronnie. Why would you target him? He didn't bother nobody.
Okay, so I think that they interviewed her right after it just happened. So she's clearly very emotional, and it's everything that she's saying is justified. And I just think it's so unfortunate and so sad that that little girl was only lived to be 5. And I have an 8-year-old daughter, and I feel like she hasn't even been here that long. So I can just like only imagine like at 5 years old, like that's so sad.
Baby, his baby, a baby. Come on forward. What y'all gonna do?
Police say they have identified one suspect who they're not naming and have issued a warrant for capital murder. Investigators tell NBC5 Forest Hill.
This incident occurred on March 1st, I believe. So for there to already be a suspect identified, and we're on March 5th, really shows you like the lack or like how negligent they were. Like they just and so it's just a very sad situation. But I just hate when it's like innocent people that get caught in the crossfires, and it's just sad.
Didn't have a single murder all of last year. After today's incident, they're up to 5 homicides in 2025. As the family mourns the victims of this attack, neighbors say the recent rise in gun violence has them on edge.
You just got to be careful, man. Watch the step. It's crazy out here, man. You got to be careful, man. I'm telling you, where you go You're not safe nowhere, but, you know, you just got to pick your spots.
Hi, Hannah. You know, we've been here all day long, and so far, Forest Hill Police have yet to provide us with any additional information. According to MedStar, though, 2 people were killed in a shooting at this car wash behind me, and a family member tells me that it was a man and his 5-year-old daughter. Take a look. That same relative provided me with this picture of Chucky Smith and his young daughter. I'm told her birthday was just yesterday. The two were reportedly at this Slappy's Express car wash located off I-20 and Forest Hill Drive shortly before 11 a.m. when they were fatally shot. Family and friends were visibly distraught as they arrived at the scene, folks leaning on one another for support. I spoke to Smith's aunt, who is desperate for answers.
I mean, like the car wash? Like, how many of us go to the car wash? And that's why I always try to give, Ava a kiss and a hug, because you just never know. You could literally go outside and never come back home. Like, it could be that quick that your life could change.
We know is that he was charged, he was doing the car, cleaning the car out, and somebody came through shooting and killed him and the baby. He was a good kid, y'all. He was. He didn't bother nobody. He didn't. Him and that baby.
Sky 4 captured part of the crime scene from up above.
Let me move this thing out. Let's see what it says. It says family, father, child killed at Forest. I think that's where it took place. I did see the video on another channel and I didn't really understand what I was looking at. And so I did a little bit more research, and it was the way he was running. Hey, G Honda, what is going on? What's going on? He said, salute 907. Happy hump day. Yeah, y'all better be on y'all best behavior. Don't be like G Honda. Yes, it was crazy, like the way that he ran. I didn't get what I was looking at because I just watched that video and I didn't know any of the backstory. So I was like, I don't get what I'm looking at. But then after I did a little bit of research, then it started to make sense what I was looking at and what was going on. Because I was just seeing people running and I was like, I don't get it. But until they explained to me what was going on, I am tired of us harming each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should be protecting the children, not putting them in harm's way. And it's starting to feel like the children are not protected enough, is what it's starting to look like. And it's like, man, you guys are taking out kids over what? And it's like, are you really that angry where you are gonna go? Well, clearly they were that angry, but the fact that you're so mad about an argument that you're gonna unalive the person you're arguing with and their child, like how evil can you be? Like where is the empathy? Where is the sympathy? Like, what if that was your kid?
You can see a red Dodge Challenger with its doors open being processed by investigators. A neighbor told us that she heard between 15 to 20 gunshots. Fort Worth and Mansfield police officers are here assisting with crowd control. And at this point, again, we have limited information from Forest Hill Police. The police chief told us briefly by phone that this was still very much an active scene and that he would be putting out a press release later on. We're still waiting for that. So at this point, we don't know if they have any persons of interest, anybody in custody, or a motive for this deadly encounter. Hannah?
Looking for some more.
Yes, and I did this. Just want to say R.I.P. Rest in peace, love, and joy. And Honestly, when these people come to the forefront, whatever motive they have, we do not care. What you have done is so evil. We don't care the reason. We don't care about who you're mad about or nothing. Whoever this is, I hope and I pray that they live a miserable life, and hopefully this person doesn't even have kids. Because if you're someone that has kids and you're doing this to other kids, that is crazy. But shout out to Unhinged Main Event Fro. He said, hey, 907 goodies and foodie gang. And Dr. Frizzle, Unhinged, Main Event Fro, you have a daughter. So I know, like, and his daughter is so cute. He loves his little baby. And so I know, like, if you're someone that has a kid and you hear this story, it's so heartbreaking, so senseless, and unnecessary. And it's like, was it worth it? And that little girl could have grew up and been a doctor. You know what I'm saying? She could have been doing so many great things. And but now it's like we'll never know. And she was absolutely beautiful. And I I would never want a kid to experience this. And it's sad that kids are being affected by the drama. It has gone too far. It has really gone too far. And a main event Fro said, when I seen this, it was straight heartbreaking. And when I heard this story, I was looking at my daughter. My daughter's 8 years old. And I was like, dang, 3 years ago, that would have been the end. And like as a parent, it's like you just feel like you never have enough time with your kid, but to only get 5 years, especially if she has siblings. I just was like putting myself in that mother's shoes. I'm like, that just and the family too. And you never forget your kids. There are people that I've met that have lost kids 20 years ago. They still talk about their baby. And kids are just so innocent and so sweet. They don't hurt nobody. They don't do nothing. Like that little girl did not deserve that. And the father seems like he was a good dude. I will say the company that you keep, the people that you affiliate yourself with do make a big difference. And I don't know if this was true, and this is what I read in the comments. I heard he was hanging out with some people that had a lot of beef, but he was not involved in the beef himself. Now, if anybody out there knows more about this, or you from Texas, you're free to hit the link and tell us about G Money Lil Ronnie. But let's get back into the content.
Not even 24 hours later in the Tarrant County Police, they already have a suspect in the murder of hood fame Lil Ronnie. They haven't released the name to the public, so I'm assuming it's a minor because when it's a minor, they don't want to say the name, right? If you know the activities of the DF Dub area, you knew this type of brazen act was only done by the YNs. So boom, Lil Ronnie ass slappies, he getting his car washed. Y'all know how you go through the wash part first. Then after your shit done drying, you get the free vacuum. The man vacuuming out his car while his daughter in the back seat playing on her tablet. You know, these two impoverished.
Now, I do agree with that statement. When I go to the car wash and I have time, I will do the free vacuum too. If I have time, especially if you have a kid, they drop so many freaking crumbs. You got to vacuum your car out. And I need to vacuum my car out too. But I am very blessed to live in an area where there's a little bit of crime, but it's nothing like where I heard, or in some parts, some cities are like. And I also want to say when you have a kid, you need to be a lane. Stay out of the drama. You can't be flashing too much money, too many chains. Cause somebody's sitting out there wishing they had what you had, and they're gonna try to come get it. Not saying that this had anything to do with money. I don't know, but I'm just saying. That's why y'all see me up here playing.
Heathens, the alleged shooters, they come around the corner, point blank range, shooting at Lil Ronnie across the car. Now, if you see the video, because the video going viral online, if you see the video, you can see how that precious baby girl was caught in the crossfire. Ronnie is on this side of the car, they on this side of the car. So as they shooting at him, baby girl in the middle catching all of everything. But you have to tilt your head to Lil Ronnie, because look what he do. Soon as they start shooting at him, he take out, but he go around the cars and he go in the open field. So I respected him for that, because he telling the shooters basically, shoot this way at me. Don't hit no innocent bystanders. Shoot at me. And Lord, did they shoot at him. Once they saw him in that open field, they ran over there and finished him. Stood over him and got the fuck. Now,
And it was just so sickening how we are out there doing it to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on here? Why? It's just like very unnecessary, in my opinion.
I want you YNs to know something. Texas is not the place to partake in these type of activities. You will get a life sentence, if not the lethal injection. I don't know how y'all thought y'all could do something so idiotic and chaotic without being caught. This is 2025. We live in a surveillance prison. Everybody got cameras. Everybody who ain't nobody got cameras. Cars got 3-4 cameras. You're gonna get caught. So if money, power, and fame influenced you young niggas to go take out that young man, because he was a father first. He was a man, but he was a father. How many of you niggas go to daddy-daughter dances? How many of you niggas go to donuts?
That's another thing that is so frustrating. We talk a lot about how there's homes without fathers and how some people are not doing their part, but it's so sad. It's like you finally have a father here, and then this happens. And now I don't know if he had other kids or not. If he did, they are now left without a father. We are taking, not me, because I'm out here, gang, shoot 'em up. We got the Fuji game, but we ain't like that. We out here taking out our own fathers. We're out here damaging our own community. And shout out to G Honda. G Honda has a great YouTube channel. Go ahead and drop the link. And one of his live streams, he was talking about, what's it called? The Black Genocide. And he was talking about black on black crime. And it was a great live stream. I'll never forget it. I'm very glad I was in the chat for it. But he talked about black on black crime and how black people are holding ourselves back in certain aspects. And it was just a really, really great live stream. And Jihan to be breaking it down. He has a great YouTube channel talking about health, wellness, football, and just good topics. He said you have to be over precautious today's time. And it's so sad because I feel like we are inflicting trauma on each other to a certain extent. Because you got to think, okay, we see 2 people get unalived, so we know that 2 lives here were ruined. But more lives are going to be ruined behind this situation. Because we have the shooters, we have the baby mama, her family, and if they have siblings. So this situation is going to impact so many lives. This is trauma. And then G Honda dropped the link for his YouTube channel. Y'all go check it out. We gotta support each other. But yes, he was talking about the black genocide, black on black crime, and it was a great live stream. I'll never forget it. I'm glad I was there. And this is why it's important to get educated and to educate ourselves. on what is going on.
For days. How many of you niggas show up to them PTA meetings, them hospital visits? How many of you niggas are really hands-on in these children's life? See, that's what blow me when murder takes the life of somebody like this, because we need these type of men in our community. What about our children? And y'all steady yelling, don't snitch, don't rat. Boy, fuck y'all. Fuck you talking about? This is a bad...
Now, I feel like with the whole no snitching thing, this is situation, I can't even talk. So I'm passionate about these kids. This does not apply at all to the no snitching rule. And that rule is kind of crazy because when you see a senseless, reckless crime like this, and you have the audacity not to tell, how can you sleep at night? And what if this was your kid? What if this was your kid? And do we not see how this is ruining the community with all of this crime? And if you think that it ends here, that's crazy. Because now somebody gonna want to get back. And this it just keeps going. It's an endless cycle of get back until nobody's left. Everybody's traumatized. We don't trust each other, and he's exactly right. When you see good fathers like this, the fact that he was taken out is just so unfortunate. Because it's like this is what we needed to see.
Baby girl, a 5-year-old baby girl, and you tell me what you want to do. I ain't making no dry threats or nothing, but behind these women and these children, I'm gonna speak up and stand out. Hood family Ronnie did not deserve that, and his beautiful, angelic baby girl, that sweet 5-year-old. I pray God get all the vengeance for her. Y'all gonna get enough of fucking up our community with violence. We tired of y'all. We tired of y'all. We do not want to promote criminality going forward. We don't. Go get a job. Go get some skills. Go learn how to do something with your hands and your mind. I'm tired of you broke, dusty, young ass niggas that ain't got shit, but steady trying to hurt somebody because you hurt. Y'all wonder why they built all these jails. You wonder why they willing to give your 13 and 14-year-old a life sentence. Because these little niggas are menaces. I pray the state of Texas.
Where were the lies at? There was no lies I was told. We have to address the fact that an argument over social media, not saying that this is where this started from, but we have to address the impact of social media. The fact that you can argue with somebody on Instagram and get so mad that you pull up and try to shoot them is crazy. And it's just so it's like everyone has such anger. It's like everyone has anger issues clearly. If you having an argument leads to violence, there's a lot of unstable people walking around here that and everyone I don't know why it's so everyone's so angry.
Show you little niggas no mercy. None. You heard me? None. Rest in peace to hood fame Ronnie. My condolences goes out to his family and friends. And man, please don't use this as an instance to perpetuate violence any further. Let's one and done it right here. Let's go ahead and put the nail in the coffin right here. We lost a baby girl that we shouldn't have never lost. It's over. Women and children are dying. Fuck it. Implicate the martial law and send in the army to get these niggas. Fuck it. But y'all need to be stopped.
I have a question.
Okay, so he was very emotional during his video, and that is because he sees the foolishness and he's very angered by it. And a lot of times they'll say if the message is coming from someone else that doesn't look like them, oh, you're a woman, mind your business. But I'm glad that Black men are standing up for other Black men. And I think that that is a great thing to see despite everything that has happened. So, the way that G Money, Little Ronnie, that's it. Yeah, G Money, Little Ronnie ran. Some people were saying that he did not run the right way. He should have ran differently. And this next video that I'm going to play for you guys, she is going to break down his running, and she's going to ask, what are your thoughts on the pattern that he ran and why he did that. Some people felt like he was leaving her in the car, and some people felt like he was running away to save her life and to direct the shooters away from the car.
Law and send in the army to get these niggas. Fuck it. But y'all need to be stopped.
I have a question. If hood fame Lil Ronnie wouldn't have ran away from his car, or either would have ran around to the passenger side and grabbed his baby girl and then ran across, y'all still would have been saying he was wrong, right? I don't see how so many people saying he was wrong, oh, he left his baby girl. I don't think that's what he was running for. I don't think he was running to leave his baby girl the way some people think he was. I think he was running away from that car because the attention was on him. So let me run away from that car so that my baby girl don't get hit. I mean, I'm a parent. When I saw him running away from the car in the video, that was the first thing I thought was, damn, at least he ran away from the car to try to get them away. But is people really saying he wrong? He left her in the car. I don't think he's leaving her the way some of y'all think he left her. I think he really left.
So some people feel like he ran away from the car and he left her, but if he would have picked her up and he would have got shot, she would have got shot. But I don't know, it's so unfortunate because it just feels like that no matter what, unfortunately, she was not gonna make it just because of how senseless and reckless the shooters were. And I don't know what he could have done differently besides not go to the car wash, which is crazy that we live in a time where we can't go to certain places, but it's just a sad situation.
More of protecting her from getting hit. You gotta really think outside the box sometimes. You can't think everybody is doing stuff like that. Because if he would have ran around his car, grabbed that baby, and then ran across, y'all would have said, oh, he wrong. He using her as a human shield. That's like a lose-lose battle. What was he supposed to do? I think he tried to do what he could, which was to run away from his car, which is what a lot of parents would have done, but some of y'all just don't get it. I don't know, maybe y'all not even parents yet, and y'all just talking out the side of y'all neck. But, I mean, if you really think about it, common sense will tell you, run away from it because of the gunfire on him. That's just my opinion.
Who suffers more than little girls? Have you ever wondered? Little girls.
I do agree with her at this point where she says, y'all just talking outside y'all neck, y'all probably not even parents. I am going to admit that before I became a parent, I had a very big opinion about parenting and what parents should do. And then when I became a parent, it was a very humbling experience. And I stopped thinking I know everything. Because there's a difference from being a parent and not being a parent. And you're going to have two different perspectives. When you're not a parent, you be thinking real unrealistic. Once you become a parent, you be thinking realistic. I think that if he would have picked her up or left her in the car, unfortunately, that the fate of her may be the same. And I don't think we need to question G Money. Well, we kind of do because it's like, what were you involved in where people were coming out to get you? But what we need to say is, you as the shooters, y'all was wrong. Point blank, period. I don't know why we're putting blame on him as far as how he ran and leaving her. That is not the main issue. The main issue is, why are these people doing what they're doing?
But I mean, if you really think about it, common sense will tell you run away from it because of the gunfire on him. That's just my opinion.
Who suffers more than little girls? Have you ever wondered? Little girls are on the radar of so many different predators. They are unique in the sense that while they're still young, like young boys, they are targeted by every type of weirdo. If they make it to adolescence or adulthood, they're still targeted. No one suffers like the little girls. On this occasion, this poor
Main Event said it looked like he was getting them away from the car. The situation is very crucial. I was in a small situation like that with my girlfriend at the time. I could only duck while covering her. Wow. That is crazy. Dr. Frizzle, Main Event, I don't know what you're doing right now or if you have time, but I would love for you to join the panel and explain to us what you're comfortable with, if you have time, the situation. Um, but one thing I will agree with you, Dr. Frizzle, on Main Event Fro. Y'all, Unhinged Main Event Fro got so many YouTube channels and so many different names. So if I say Dr. Frizzle, I'm talking about Unhinged Main Event Fro. That situation did look very crucial. And it looked like no matter what he would have done, I believe that there was two shooters. It just looked like they got him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like if he would have picked her up or left her in the car, she may have still gotten hit by a stray bullet. But I get what he was trying to do. And even in his time where he's, thinking about his life, he's still trying to protect his daughter. And I think, like, as a man or as a woman, we don't see this enough, but it's sad that this is the last time she will ever see it. The world will ever see it from this particular person. Very, very sad. And I really feel for the mom because, like, as a mom, I can't even imagine getting a call like this, that not only is my daughter gone, but so is my baby father. It's very, very devastating. I'm about to say something nasty, but I'm just gonna hold it. Let's get back into the content, y'all.
little girl was with her father. At the time of recording, it seems like he has no affiliation. He was minding his business. At a car wash. How many times have you been at a car wash and you haven't had to fear for your life? And someone came and they let those bullets spray. It got the father and it got that sweet little innocent girl. Every concern we had for that little girl came true. She only just turned 5 today, yesterday, and now she's no longer with us. No one suffers like the little girl.
Police in Forest Hill, Texas say they have identified the suspects and have active warrants out for the killers of Lil Ronnie and his daughter.
So he's absolutely right. We worry so much about our children. and all the possible predators and stuff like that. But we never think like going to a car wash, it's gonna be a last time at the car wash. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is why people are so on guard these days, and people are so to themselves.
Live hood fame Lil Ronnie and his 5-year-old daughter. So, I know a lot of you are asking why he left his daughter in the car and run away from her. But he was trying to make them focus on him instead of hitting her. Police work fast and a bit when kids involved, okay? Yayo is not about to let this go. Damn, I hate this happened. I wouldn't be mad if somebody turned them in this situation, because they did that little girl wrong. Whether
Exactly. In this situation, if anybody called these people a snitch who turned somebody like this in, that's wild. I feel like the snitching thing doesn't even apply to a situation like this where kids are involved. And we gotta rephrase the whole no snitching thing, because if someone really does an act of crime that is foul, yeah, I think we should tell them. But that's my opinion. But if you're a civilian, this is what somebody told me. They was like, the no snitching doesn't apply to civilians. It only applies to gang members. So if you're a civilian, you're a law-abiding citizen, you can snitch. It's the gang members that he didn't feel should snitch. And this is all allegedly. This is what somebody told me that was a gang member.
they knew she was in the car or not. As a stepper, do your homework. Broke ass shouldn't be stepping at all. But this here is sloppy. Y'all annihilated that baby. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Kids off limits always. Now y'all know damn well them YNs about to slide behind Lil Ronnie. He was way too loved. The trial ain't even gonna last long. They gon' throw away the key ASAP.
So,
Performed
this incident happened on March 1st. It's already March 5th, and they have one of the suspects in there. And so I was reading the comment section, and they said that in Texas, they do not play. And that the shooters are very likely to get capital murder, or they're likely to get the death penalty, just because in Texas they do not play about crimes against children. Now, what he was saying is that the name is not being released of the one person that is in custody, because that name is not being named. He believes that it is a minor. I just want to say, whoever this person was, but especially a minor, it's like, how evil are you? Let me replay a little bit more, replay his video again.
They have identified the suspects and have active warrants out for the killers of Lil Ronnie and his daughter. Long live hood fame Lil Ronnie and his 5-year-old daughter.
In today's time, we live in a digital world. It is very hard to commit a crime these days and not get seen. So you would think that this would deter people from wanting to become criminals or to do crimes, but it's like they already have caught one of the alleged suspects. When they catch that one and they start the interrogation process and they tell them how much time they are facing, that person is very likely to snitch, very likely to tell.
So, I know a lot of you are asking why he left his daughter in the car and run away from her. but he was trying to make them focus on him instead of hitting her.
Oh my goodness. We got Dr. Frizzle in the building. Oh my god, I'm so happy to see you, Dr. Frizzle. Let me get you up here. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's up, Dr. Frizzle? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Frizzle. I'm working two channels. Out here is mainly been froze, my wrestling channel. On my Dr. Frizzle's channel, we do live interviews, live movie reviews, and we also talk reality and dissect situations.
Okay, and I'm gonna work on getting that link up here. Okay, so Dr. Frizzle, can you tell us your thoughts on the whole G Money, Lil Ronnie, and his daughter being gunned down at the car wash? What are your thoughts on this situation?
I don't really know what the situation was about, but at the same time, he did look like he was running away from the car. In the other matter, if he was not doing the right thing, probably would have ducked behind the car. He probably would have ducked on the side, but he actually ran away. Then he kind of did the little U-turn and ran. Make sure they can redirect the bullets.
Yeah, it did seem like he was trying to redirect the bullets. Do you think he could have done anything differently to get a different outcome? Or do you feel like it was just bad time, bad place? Or wrong place, wrong time?
Wrong, wrong place, wrong time. They caught him slipping. That's what we call it. Catch them slipping in the hood, and that's when they unaware. They don't know you coming, and it's very easy to get you.
So you just feel like it was wrong place, wrong time. I kind of do agree with that. 'Cause even if he would have picked her up and ran or left her in the car, it just seems like it was a bad situation.
Yeah, how much time do you have? How you doing? How much time did you got to open the door, pick up a child, and run while bullets are flying? You don't have no time for that.
Yeah, and another thing is that like when you're in these situations and your adrenaline is rushing and it's a split second decision, you're not gonna have time to like run through all the scenarios and it's your adrenaline kicking in at that point in time. It's like fight or flight mode, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. But it was
That's
they like at that
okay.
moment.
There you go.
I'm sorry, I got a little delay. Um, but at that time, it's like quick. You got to be quick on your feet. Everything got to be quick. And the way he was quick thinking, he actually did the right thing in that type of situation. Because some people probably would just duck down in the car. You know what I'm saying? Or probably would have opened the door and rolled out trying to fall on the ground. Like at that moment of time, it's really hard to react. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, bullets were flying. It was like what, two or three of them? That's a lot of bullets.
I think
You
it was
know,
like two different shooters, right?
I think it was two as far as I seen from the video. I don't know if it was three or not.
But it just looked like but you're right, like how much time did you really have?
Yep, because it's a sticky situation. Like, for instance, my little story. When I was at the store, we went to the store. Me, my girlfriend at the time, and her son was at the store, and we was just sitting in the car. And we know in our neighborhood, the little kids and stuff, the teenagers like to test out their weapons once they get them. So I don't know if they were testing out the weapons. I don't know if they thought we were somebody else. I don't know what the reason was, but I just heard like I heard a couple shots. She looked at me in panic. I just grabbed her and said, "Get down." Put my body on top of hers. We were still in the car, but I was still able to cover her a little bit as much as I could from my side of the car. And all you can hear was the bullets flying past the car, like pew, 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 pew. You can actually hear it. Luckily, they missed the car. Luckily, they missed the gas pumps. But a bullet did like fly. A couple bullets flew through the store, through the window. Almost hit, almost hit her son. Like the bullet flew past his head and the cashier flew past his head and the cashier like right there, like boom, right on top of him. But at that situation, your mind ain't even clicking right. You just trying to be safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is wild. I can't even imagine what were you thinking? Like what was going through your mind?
At that time, the only thing I could do was get down. I didn't know which direction it was firing from, but I knew it was like across the street way, but I didn't know which direction. So, and I wasn't about to get out and see either. You know what I'm saying? Unless they like got close where I could see them like trying to run up on the car, but there was across the street somewhere just shooting their little pistols, and I only thing I knew was to just on my me personally. And people may call me a sucker for it. Only thing I was concerned about was her safety. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure I cover her up. I don't know why that was the first thing on my mind. I guess it's like a protector instinct. So that was my first thought, just to make sure she didn't get hit. You know?
Yeah, I think that any parent when faced with a situation like where it's like a fight or flight situation is to protect your child because it's like if I had to pick, I'm gonna pick to go first before my baby because I know she has a whole life and she don't even deserve this. How old was your daughter at the time?
Oh, no, it wasn't my daughter. It was my girlfriend.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh, you're saying that you were covering your girlfriend. Okay. I thought you was with the girlfriend, the daughter was in the back. Also, you covered your girlfriend.
Yes.
Oh, that is so sweet of you, Dr. Frizzle.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Some people may call me a sucker for it. Oh, man, you
Oh,
know
for
how they
your
is these days. But but
You
it
know
was my
what?
first thought is to be protective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and honestly, isn't that what we want? Don't we want men to protect women? So it's so weird that like when you do when you're being a protector, somebody somewhere saying that you're being a sucker. It's like, well, isn't this what you want us to do? Protect the women? I'm like, what are they even talking about?
Right.
It just
But yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
it's a tough situation to be in. So I can actually see where the guy was coming from, and he was real quick on his feet to react. You know what I'm saying? And he actually in my eyes, he did the right thing. Redirect them from shooting in that direction. You know what I'm saying?
How do you feel about people criticizing his decision to run away from the car and not grab his daughter?
They actually got to be in that type of situation to really understand that he didn't have time to open the door and grab her. I don't know. She was in the back seat, right? I'm not for sure. I mean, if she was in the front
Yeah,
seat, he
yeah,
could have tried to cover her up. But if she was in the back seat, how how did you have time to get out, open the door, pull her out, and then both of y'all run? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got that much time because they running up on the car.
yeah. But one thing I noticed about the internet Everyone thinks that they have the right answer and that their answer is the right one. But nobody ever has the experience of being in that particular situation. It's like everybody's an expert on every subject. They never made any mistakes, never had anything go wrong. Like, I feel like people are just so unrealistic.
Yeah. What I call it, people be out here fantasy booking people's situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna put my fantasy thoughts on it. Like, look, bro, you ain't even been in this type of situation. I done been in so many situations, you know what I'm saying, that I can respond and say my thoughts on it, you know what I'm saying, or what I think about it. But other than like trying to criticize a situation like this when we clearly can see, I mean, you clearly can see him running away from the car, trying to redirect the bullets, right? I mean, you got to be a blind man to sit here and criticize the situation. It's stupid.
It really is, and it's not like if he would have picked her up and ran with her, he would have made it with her. You know,
Nah, he wasn't gonna have a chance
like
to open it. He wasn't gonna have a chance to open the door.
yeah. And I don't. Do you know anything about G Money Lil Ronnie? Because he was a rapper, he was a gambler, and he did a lot of like content creation. Look like, but did you? I never heard of him to the situation. Did you? Have you ever heard of him before?
No, I haven't. I actually just heard of him. I don't know who this guy is, and to be honest, I barely know who these rappers are because I mainly listen to myself, and people always ask me, "Why you always listen to your own music?" Because I mean, because I go hard. So I mean, it's obviously
Dr. Frizz, you so funny. He said, I barely even know who these rappers are. It seemed like they just popping up everywhere. It's like
right.
everybody want to be little too, but
Yep.
I never heard of him till this whole incident, but I did a little bit of research and I was looking at his like I heard a little bit of his songs. And I mean they wasn't bad. He would always be like flashing money. And Dr. Frizzle, I spoke to this earlier. I said, if you're a person who wants to be flashy with the cars and the money and the jewelry, do you feel like that can bring about bad people wanting to rob you or take what you have or make people really jealous? Or do you feel like people should be able to flash whatever they want?
I feel like, well, this is what I know. I know for a fact you can do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But just always know it's consequences behind what you do. So if things follow behind the flash, you already known for being famous, right? You famous. You ain't even got to have all that. All you got to do is have a big name or people know you making moves and they're gonna try to hurt you or try to take what you got. You ain't got to have nothing. You can just be an entertainer. The entertainer that people know. And it's gonna be people that dislike you and wanna harm you, wanna embarrass you, wanna make a name off of you. Yeah, you ain't got to have nothing. Just be known for doing something great.
I do agree with you there. I feel like and that's the thing with the social media thing too. It's like, yeah, we want to be content creators, but when you do get to a certain level, people are watching you, and there's always somebody who wants to take your spot. But it makes me so mad. It's like, why do we have like this king of the hill mindset versus us all helping each other and working together? It's like if he has money, I want his money. If she has this, I want what he got. And it's like it feels like we're always fighting each other to get to the top of the hill versus like holding hands and walking up together.
This is gonna be an ongoing thing. I don't think it's gonna stop no time soon. It'll get probably worse before better. I really don't understand it, but I do know for a fact it ain't a yin without a yang, and we are living on the devil's playground. So it's a lot of people being manipulated by negative things, and it's a lot of things to be influenced by that's negative. And in my city, somebody gets shot every day or two, and it's getting bad out here.
It's just so I just feel bad for the kids. What you say? You think it's gonna get better before it gets worse?
No, it's gonna get worse before it get better.
Oh yeah, I said it backwards. It's like, what do you think the turning point will be? Like, do you think black people are gonna get tired?
Uh, Really, it's hard to say that they'll get tired because it's a lot of them that actually loving this. They loving this drama. They loving this what they seeing. You know, the interactions, and a lot of people that see it, they see the negative stuff on TikTok, right? They see the fights in the casinos. They see the fights at the Waffle House. They see the shootings on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then guess what they say? Or guess what they do? They beat a monkey. Monkey see, monkey do, and they want to be in the picture too.
I don't like what you said, but I kind of do agree with you because if you look at even on YouTube, the negative content that is drama filled seems to catch on faster versus doing something positive. So a lot of people do love the drama. Then, not saying that they like the killing part of it or the unaliving part, but I do feel like we do like the drama to a certain extent. But it is just so sad that the kids are involved in it. And I also feel like if you do have a child, the best thing you could do is stick to yourself. The company you keep matters a lot.
Yeah, it's the company you keep, the people around you, then also the people that watching you that you don't even know that's watching you. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's
Yeah.
wild because oh man, it's just mind blowing because I see these kids do it. I see them get arrested and go back and do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I see these kids get out here, get jumped, and still be out here running their mouth. And I see the ones with pistols and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I try to be the father and keep my son out there. My son was pistol whipped like at 13 years old, and they pulled a gun out on him and pistol whipped him.
Mm.
So and he still think that that's the way to go, the streets. Like that didn't fade him, and it's more like him. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people, if you see my son in the neighborhood, you might want to just call the police. And that's the parent I am. But just imagine the parents that's not like that. That oh my kid is the good kid. My kid don't harm nobody. I'm like shit, man. I don't know what my son might do. You feel me? So we need more parents to stand up to actually acknowledge that their kids may be a juvenile delinquent. You know?
I think that that is true. Like, we kind of talked about the no snitching thing, but when you see senseless crimes and stuff that's happening that you know is wrong, even if it is your kid that did it, you need to, like stand up and say, hey, this is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was this one mom who her son had shot somebody, and I don't remember what city it was in. I be watching the family TV on YouTube, and he does a lot of like crime
Yeah.
reporting. But the son had shot somebody, and the mom was encouraging him to turn himself in. He did that, and then the cousin came and actually shot the mom. And this is all alleged. I
Wow.
ain't got no proof, but it was just a crazy story. And it's like she stood up for what was right and they were mad at her. But one thing that we can say is that at least she can go in peace or live or rest in peace because she did what was right.
Right. Yeah, that's why. So that and that's another reason I'd be like, man, I don't think it's just gonna slow down no time soon. If anything, it may pick up. You know,
Next level, what's up with you? Welcome back, next level.
Yo,
next
shout
level
out to
salute.
907. Shout out to the Foodie Gang. And what's up, Frizzle Frost?
What's happening? Next level, man. What it do, man? Hey, look, now I'm saying I'm finna get ready to head back in the building. Get ready to finish slating for these people and get this little money. So I'm gonna catch up with you. I appreciate you having me up. Everybody, stay cool, stay safe. Remember, we don't need no helicopters to keep our head above heels. And next level, you take it easy, bro. Catch y'all later.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Frizzle, for coming up and telling your story. Y'all check out his two YouTube channels for wrestling, and then this one is where he does the interviews, a little bit of TV reviews, and conversations. But let's talk to next level. Next level, I like your little thumbnail you got going on there.
Yeah, you know you gotta eat the rainbow.
And we had an interview with Next Level a long time ago when I first started going live, and he was telling us about this rainbow of food. So that is funny that he has a picture now.
Yeah. Yeah, I had just want to piggyback off of what Frizzle Frost was saying. How he was saying it's gonna get worse before it get better and things like that. And he was saying like how he was mentioning like his kid, but you know how kids just like run towards the streets and the negativity and things like that. I think things are over glamorized. Like you hear things and stories about the drugs or the money or the women or whatever little street cred or whatever. But oftentimes, not too many people follow up with those stories and find out the time in prison that a lot of people got, the loved ones that they lost, or even almost losing their life. Where you got guys that's been on colostomy bags for years due to the street activity and things like that. But people don't go there. They don't go inside the prisons and interview people who's serving life sentences and 50 years and things like that. They just see the money, the fame, or they got cars or the jewelry or things like that. So I think we need to put a spotlight on the other side too. So so these young people can be more aware. Cause a lot of these young guys, they doing all this negativity and doing crime, and then when they get caught up or whatever, or get in tough situations, they didn't know the things that they was doing can actually end their life. You know, a lot of them don't really know what they getting into.
Next Level is everything you said was so true. We never do the research. We never look at the whole picture. We look at part of the picture. But I have met in my lifetime, I think two or three people that have been on, how do you say it? The colonoscopy bags? They don't talk about that. I knew a girl that was shot in her back. They don't talk about that. They talk about the money, the girls, and the good stuff. But we need to talk about what really goes on. And what happened to G Money, Lil Ronnie, and his daughter is something that we need to talk about because this is a part. Not saying that he was in the streets, but it sounds like he was hanging around with street people. And next level, you're from Texas, correct?
Yeah, I'm from Texas. I'm familiar with Ronnie.
Okay, and so I'm glad you came up here, Next Level, and thank you. Next Level's like our hip hop expert. Okay, tell us about Lil Ronnie from what you know.
Well, to many people, Lil Ronnie was known as I guess, a rapper, But we talked about this yesterday. Before I had to get off, a lot of rappers become rappers or do the rap things to really legitimize a lot of things that they got going on illegally. Not saying that about Ronnie, but Ronnie wasn't known really in Texas as a rapper. He was known as a gambler. He was heavy into, like, shooting dice and things like that. And he was known for that. He used to like go to city gambling different people, and and calling out people and calling out ops and all this online, so. But it was also word that he used to use trick dice and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm not saying that can be a reason or anything like that. But when you see something as targeted as that was, like, that was something very intentional.
Hey, Next Level. I'm glad you up here telling us about Lil Ronnie because I'm gonna be honest, I never heard of him to this situation, but shooting dice, do we really consider that gambling, like real gambling? Or in
No,
shooting
no,
dice,
it's not.
a
It's
lot,
not. It's not structured gambling like in a casino. No, no, no.
but shooting dice can get deadly, and we seen that from the Migos, we seen that from Takeoff, and so many other stories. Shooting dice can be deadly. And not to mention that what happens at these dice games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And so when we say the best gambler in Texas, like we gotta say the best hood gambler, because shooting dice is not something that you go to the casino and do, or not in that way. Um, so you think the rapping, let me ask you this Next Level. Do you think allegedly the rapping was to cover up for something?
Well, in his thing, I mean, I'm not sure, but I knew he was I knew he was involved in other things, like I say, as far as the gambling and things like that. I mean, he would let it be known. He will, take to social media and, you know, call out people to gamble, or go, show up in different cities and say I'm here to gamble and things like that. And like you said, you mentioned the takeoff and things like that. And when you have, like, unorganized gambling, and then you have people feel like they've been cheated, I mean, things can go left at any moment.
Ooh, you always bring up a good perspective, but you're absolutely right. Like unorganized gambling and those dice games, a lot of people say don't even start playing dice because people. There was like I can't remember his name, but he was like a jeweler. Didn't he get unalived at a dice game?
Yes, he was. That happened in Houston. Yes.
See, I knew you was gonna know the story, but do you remember the details of that story?
Well, like I said, uh, sometimes people feel like they're being cheated, and you know, people might say things, people might do things, and that might lead into a bigger altercation, and that's what happened there. Or that's what happened with the takeoff situation. I mean, like I said, when it's unorganized, like say for instance, you at a casino and you feel like something right. Hey, you can stop the person. Hey, let me check this out. Can we switch the dice, or can we do this? Like, but when it's unorganized, I mean, none of that's taking place.
They be like, "Pow, pow, you stole my money."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. I mean, yeah, it's an unfortunate situation, but yeah, those unorganized ways of gambling, like shooting dice and stuff. I mean, that that can always be, like one step away from leading to a major altercation.
Man. So, did you see the video where he was running away from the car?
Yes, yes, I seen the video.
What are your thoughts on his actions from running away from the car? Do you feel like he was protecting his daughter, or abandoning her? Because you know how social media is. There's people on both sides.
Uh, you can people can look at it in what however they want to look at it, because that's how they gonna look at it, because they wasn't in that position. And as a person that had kind of been in a situation similar to that, like your adrenaline pumps so fast and things like that, to where you try to think 100 different things like real quick. So that was probably his first thought to his mind, was to try to bring attention elsewhere, like let me move over here, or whatever, because clearly he knew this is something for me, or whatever the case may be. So I guess he tried to get the move to a different area, in his head. But yeah, when you in that type of situation, you're not you're not doing a whole bunch of critical thinking.
That makes sense because you're trying to run, you know what I'm saying, and protect. And um, do you think that he could have done anything differently to get a different outcome?
Like in that particular moment,
Yeah.
nah, not in that particular moment, because like I said, that was something intentional. That was something that where he was caught off guard. I mean, it's nothing he could have really done in that particular moment. You know what I'm saying? But some things that he could have done before those moments was to, uh, it's the way you live too. Like I say, when you live in the street life, or have like a street mentality, or whatever the case may be, like you got to be prepared for a lot of different things, and what a lot of other people don't be prepared for, like these young guys, like jail and death go hand in hand with the street life. Jail and death. I mean, and I'm not saying this far as with his straight up situation. This is just a general situation, because it's a sad situation for his family. It's just like more young people need to be more aware that jail and death comes with that type of lifestyle.
I agree with you, and I feel like a lot of people think that when they live this way, they live the streets, and they're doing all this stuff for fast money. They feel like they're gonna go off into the sunset and live a happy life with their riches, and then do all these evil things on the way. And that's a fairy tale. The realistic outcome is, like you said, jail or death. Unfortunately. Um, it's just really sad that his daughter was caught in the crossfire. Do you feel like someone who knows they are a part of the streets should separate themselves from their family if they know they're living a street life?
Most definitely. If you chose the street life, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't be selfish to bring your loved ones a part of that lifestyle as well. It's a saying that goes, keep your family far away and keep the streets closer. If you chose the street life, you supposed to be close to the streets, and you supposed to keep your family far away. I'm just saying, that's just if you in that lifestyle, because you have circumstances like this. You got circumstances like so many other things, minus like being deleted, or things like how this, unfortunately for this young girl. But minus that, they can be exposed to a lot of different other things that can alter the way they, shape their lifestyle. So yeah, you supposed to keep those type of things separate. But most importantly, try not to even choose that type of lifestyle to what that's gonna separate you and your family.
Yeah, very true. A lot of people are saying that G Money Lil Ronnie was a great father. It looked like he always dressed well, dressed her well. Do you feel like two things can be true? Somebody can be in the streets and still be a great father? What is your personal thoughts about that? Can you live two lives?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But like I say, you just gotta always be prepared for for the things that you're a part of. But yes, you can live two lives. I mean, stuff like that been going on since the beginning of time. But yeah, I feel like you can live two different lives, but you know, uh, just be prepared. Like, especially if one of those lives is the street life, just be prepared what can come with that.
Yeah, and then do you know if because you said you're in Texas, you're from Houston. Do you know if he had more children?
I'm not sure of that.
This is a crazy story, but I think it makes everyone look and take notice of what's going on. How do you feel about the no snitching policy in situations like this? Do you feel like people should come forward and tell if they know? Or do you feel like if they're a gang member, they should uphold the no snitching policy in the situation where a young child was murdered?
Well, I think the far as the no snitching thing, I think that's really only referred to those that are in the actual streets committing the crimes and things like that. But as far as like those guys doing that, I mean, you, that means you have to show compassion. You have to have a heart and things like that. And majority of the times when a lot of people choose that type of lifestyle, like they begin to become heartless and things like that. But far as just like the general public, yes, I think anyone should be able to report any kind of crime. I think that's a stigma that we need to get away from. Like, stop snitching, or like, snitching shouldn't be looked at as a negative thing. But it's been a negative thing ever since elementary school with hall monitors and things like that. So, but it shouldn't be looked at as a negative thing if it's for to help. You know.
And it I feel like it is looked at negatively, and it really is impacting our community in certain situations. It sounds like one of the people was already one of the suspects was already taken into custody. Um, do you think they will snitch or tell on the other part? Well, yeah, they'll be snitching because they're criminals, gang members. Do you feel like they're gonna snitch on the other person?
I mean, more often than not, people always snitch. You know, people always snitch, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier. A lot of people don't know what they're getting into. A lot of people, some of those guys are probably young or whatever. They thought, yeah, we just gonna do this, this, that, and the third, and it'll all be nothing. But not unknowingly, it's a little girl that's a part of this that intensifies the situation, you know, and you know, like I said, like especially when you get put in that interrogation room and that pressure get up on you, and I mean a lot of people tend to crack, tend to bust like a pipe, they tend-
They be telling everything, pointing out pictures, giving their cell phone up. They be like, here. They'll give you everything.
oh yeah.
But they caught that person so fast 'cause this happened on the first. In the age of the digital era and there's cameras everywhere. You got your phone. If your phone is tracking you, it's really hard to get away with crime these days. And they did it in broad daylight.
Yep, broad daylight.
Like crazy. People used to wait until it gets nighttime and it gets dark outside and they'll be wearing all black. Now they will do it in the daytime with the same clothes they wore to like 5 other places. What are your final thoughts on this situation, next level? Because we're gonna pivot to illegal immigrants. We're
Uh,
gonna pivot to some more crime.
Final thoughts is stay out the streets and be aware of what comes with that, and if you have some young family members or things like that is in the streets, get some life insurance. Get some life insurance, because majority of the times when you see situations like this, you see fish fries and barbecues after that.
Yeah. And then next level, do you feel comfortable telling us a little bit of how you used to be? You came from the streets, but you changed things and turned it around. And then this interview that we did really highlights that. But do you feel comfortable like telling a little bit about your story? You don't have to get too much into the details if you don't feel comfortable.
Nah, I don't mind. I don't mind.
Go ahead, Dave. Because I think that your story definitely relates to this story about changing your life. And I feel like a lot of people don't even feel like it's possible. But it is possible to change your life before it's too late.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is possible to change, and to see things different and to live different, But in majority of the times is a like a lot of people have to go through traumatic situations to change their mindset. Whether you see a lot of people that change their mindset from the street life far as, oh, I just got out of jail, I ain't trying to go back there. I want to be a little bit better. I ain't trying to go back there. Or you have some people, or I just beat a case, or I just had a new baby, or I just or say for instance they got shot, and they was able to live, whatever the case. Like it most of the times it have to be something like a traumatic experience that like, nah, I don't want to keep doing that. Majority of the times people don't just wake up and be like, well, yeah, I'm not gonna do that no more. No, it has to be something that forced them to do that, but I mean, it's always room for to change, and it's always the possibility out there, but you got to be willing to make that change.
Yes, I agree with you, and it's sad that sometimes it takes us a lot for us to change, but it's never too late to change at the same time. Like anybody can change at any point in time. And before something traumatic like this happens, where your own daughter is, like meets her demise because of what you got going on. And what do you think will happen now? As far as like the get back, the case, how Texas, like what do you think will happen now?
Oh, it's gonna be like somewhat like Frizzle said. It's gonna get worse, like because people are gonna want, like what you said, get back. They're gonna want payback and things like that, and you know is that really get back? But yeah, it's gonna get worse because like how we're talking about like the other aspects of living the street life and the things that come with it and things like that, that's not popular. What's popular is the stuff like what you just said, the get back and all that type of thing. So you're gonna have more people, well, not saying more people, you're gonna have some people even leaning toward that way. And and that's how it's gonna go. You're gonna have more type of law enforcement coming up with different type of ways to get these type of individuals. I mean, even like look at the little baby situation. I mean, just like a lot of these young guys are stepping up into the criminal life and doing all that stuff. You got a lot of police organizations that's stepping up trying to get them too. So I mean, people just need to be aware of all that.
Yeah, I think the best bet is to stay out of trouble if you can, or try your best to just stay away from all this stuff, because it seems like once you get into it, it's hard to get out.
Oh yeah, that's most definitely.
Once you get into it, it's hard to get out, and it seems like it feels like a never ending cycle. So yeah, that was that situation. Now we are gonna pivot and we're gonna talk about this illegal immigration. So I'm gonna play this video. Let me get the hold on, let me get the fair use up there. Yes, we are gonna talk about immigration. What are your thoughts about illegal immigration? I know you say you're from Texas, so you're in a border state. Not now, but you grew up in one. What are your thoughts about illegal immigration? Do you feel like they should be able to go, stay? What do you think about it?
Uh, yeah, yes, I'm from Texas. I've been seeing illegal immigration like all my life. So that was like a normal for like an average Texan. Illegal immigration, but like these past years, like you've been seeing them getting funded, you've been seeing them make sanctuary cities, and you see them getting government assistance and things like that, and it's really a true slap in the face to a lot of like legal citizens that are Americans that actually apply for benefits, that actually apply for assistance or need the funding and things like that, and they get denied. Or they say, "Oh, you make just a little bit too much. You have too much income." Or, "Oh, you don't have no kind of income." Or, "Oh, you don't have this." But here comes someone, freshly across the border that's able to get pretty much anything.
And it's crazy that this is even going on. So you're saying that you grew up with illegal immigration, but recently in the past couple of years you've been seeing them able to get social services, and really take priority as far as getting help. And it really is a slap in the face. And what do you think now about the deportation force? Do you agree with it or disagree?
I mean, I want to say I agree and disagree. Cause okay,
Hmm.
I can agree that okay, if you're illegal, you should be deported, or for sure you shouldn't be getting funded and getting assistance, because that's what my taxpayer dollars go to. But this way I can disagree. I can disagree of how only Hispanic type of immigrants are targeted. It's a lot of immigrants here in America. It's a lot of you got European immigrants, you got African immigrants, you got Asian immigrants, but only people only want to talk about the Hispanic immigrants. Like I don't know why.
That is very true, and somebody else was saying that, and there also were saying that a couple of Haitians did get deported as well. I don't know if you ever saw this clip, but it was like this Haitian immigrant who was getting deported, and he started cursing out Trump and praising Obama and Biden. I've also heard this. Somebody says after they go for the Hispanics, it does seem like that's who primarily is their target. After that, they're going to start targeting other races, is what I have heard. But you feel like some of the deportations are justified, but it's looking a little bit racist.
Yes, yes, yes.
But let me ask you this: has America not always been racist, or hasn't America always been racist? Allegedly.
I mean, yes. I mean, that's without a doubt. But the thing is this: like, if you're gonna say deportation, like, uh, like I mean, I would look at it as like a like a universal thing,
Yeah, and this is how I feel. Of course, what they're doing may feel racist because there are racists, in my opinion. Like, so we gotta be realistic about the country. Now, I do feel like as a black person, as an African American woman, I am glad that our people are not the ones being targeted. But I feel like based off of the treatment of some of the groups in our country, nobody should be surprised.
907.
After everything that's happened in our history, nobody should be surprised. What do you think?
Oh nah. Nobody should be surprised, not at all. But I gotta go. I gotta go finish up some things. If you still on in about 10 minutes, I'll tap back in, which I gotta go knock some things out at work real quick.
All right, thank you so much, Next Level, for joining the panel and telling us about Lil Ronnie. Thank you so much. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to his YouTube channel. Check out our interview, and Next Level, you're welcome anytime on the platform.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Shout out to the foodie gang.
All right, foodie gang, gang, gang. All right, Next Level. See you next time. Okay, so we just had two really amazing guests. Dr. Frizzle and Next Level bringing their perspective really about the G Money Little Ronnie situation. And they are also two fathers, they have girls. So they're the perfect people to give their commentary on that specific subject. We are going to go to an intermission. And after that, we're going to hop back into illegal immigration after these messages. So, shout out to everybody in the building so far. Shout out to the foodie gang. Here we go. Hey, foodie gang, welcome back, welcome in, welcome in, welcome to my kitchen. Thank you all so much for being here. And if you made it to this step, I'm gonna explain to you exactly what is going on. So, I have my new membership program. I am launching my membership program, and there are three different tiers: Foodie, The Gang, and Certified Foodie Gang. I am going to explain to you about each tier and also the instructions, and all the information is down below so you can check it out. So we are just going to start with the first tier, which is the foodie, and it is going to be $2.99. You are going to get loyalty badges next to your name to let everybody know how long you have been a foodie. You will also have emojis to use in the chat that are designed by me, and I cannot wait until you guys see them and check them out. You're also going to have member only live chats, priority reply to comments. So that is the first tier. The second tier, which is the gang, will have all of the previous perks that we talked about, plus early access to new videos, member shout outs, photo and status updates, and members only live stream, plus the perks that we mentioned previously. Now, moving right along. Now we're on to the third tier, Certified Foodie Gang. The third tier is going to have all of the previous perks from the first and the second tier, plus the third tier, which includes connecting on social media, members only cooking videos, member only shorts. This third tier is $19.99. So we have $2.99, $6.99 for the gang, and $19.99 for the third tier. At any point in time, you can cancel, you can upgrade or downgrade depending on what you do, Foodie Gang. But the choice is really yours, and the flexibility is yours. I encourage you guys to join my membership program and go along on this journey with me at 907 Goodies so that you never miss a meal, a recipe, or a live stream. going forward. So join the membership program, read all about it, and like I said, you can cancel at any point in time. But if you want to continue to cook with me and receive my recipes, become a member, join the membership program. And I am so excited for all of my Foodie Gang members to continue to enjoy my great content. Thank you guys all so much for being here. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the membership or in the program. Thank you guys all for tuning in, Foodie Gang. Thank you guys so much for continued support of my channel and my cooking. Now, with all that being said, let's get started. Hey, Foodie Gang. Hey, Foodie Gang. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. You already know what it is. This is Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank. And y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, support the channel, follow me on all my social media platforms. And before we left, we were talking about G Money, Lil Ronnie, and his daughter. I said it wrong. We're talking about G Money, Lil Ronnie, and his daughter. Okay, getting gunned down at a car wash in Texas. We are now going to talk about illegal immigration. And we already read the disclaimer in the beginning of the show. And we are going to put up that fair use, fair use. And we are going to get back into the video and finish up the immigration part that we were talking about. And you guys, this smuggling ring is mind-boggling. Oh, and that reminds me, I wanted to show you guys what the difference is between smuggling and trafficking because those two words are commonly mixed up. And yesterday I said the word trafficking ring, but trafficking and smuggling are two different words, but they are very similar. So let me pull that up. Because I said the word trafficking, but this is really a smuggling ring. So I'm gonna share my page with y'all, show y'all the definitions. I think this is very important to know the difference because they're very similar. And I didn't know the difference, and I was using the wrong words interchangeably, but they're not. There's something different. Okay, so what we have here, let me make sure I'm in the right view. Let me make that a little bit bigger for you guys. Okay, so human trafficking versus human smuggling. Human trafficking involves exploiting men, women, or children for the purposes of forced labor or commercial sexual exploitation. That does not apply here because these people are not being trafficked here for those purposes, for labor or for the other thing. Human smuggling involves the provision of a service, typically transportation or fraudulent documents to an individual who voluntarily seeks to gain illegal entry into a foreign country. And this right here is why this is human smuggling and not trafficking, because they are smuggling in these people into the country to get them here unlawfully from a foreign country. So that's why it is considered smuggling and not trafficking. So
cause deaths. Federal authorities in Los Angeles announced the takedown of a Guatemalan criminal organization responsible for one of the largest human smuggling operations in the United States. On Friday, agents arrested Eduardo Domingo Renoch Matul and Cristobal Mejia Chay, both illegal immigrants from Guatemala, for allegedly moving more than 20,000 migrants into the U.S. since 2019. The Border Patrol says agents noticed illegal.
You hear that? 20,000 illegal immigrants since 2019. So they made our immigration system a business.
Guatemalan immigrants being transported with large amounts of cash.
This was more than just a regional smuggling organization. This was a complex, coast-to-coast smuggling organization.
Authorities say the group charged migrants up to $18,000 to get from Guatemala to the Arizona border. The smugglers would then hold the migrants.
$18,000, which is crazy because they be making it seem like the people that come here are poor and don't have no money, no opportunities. I don't know if this is that $18,000 is in U.S. money or not, but $18,000 any type of money must be a lie. So then it makes you wonder, well, who are we letting into the country then? Because you guys are making it seem like these are poor, impoverished people, and they don't sound like it.
In stash houses in Phoenix and Los Angeles before relocating them around the country, often keeping migrants hostage for months in this LA neighborhood if they didn't pay the transport fees. Also charged, Jose Pastor Oxley, who was already behind bars for killing 7 immigrants, including 3 children, in a 2023 car crash in Oklahoma that happened during a transport from New York to Los Angeles. Another suspect, Helmer Obispo Hernandez, is on the run after authorities say he...
So you can see, like, these people don't sound like they're super great, and he killed, I think he said 6 or 7 people. That is crazy. It's like, what is going on?
Threatened to kill a federal agent.
While search warrants were being executed in Los Angeles on Friday, he telephoned a member of the investigative team and threatened to kill that agent and his family members by cutting off their heads.
The 3 suspects in custody.
How bold do you gotta be? How bold do you gotta be?
Are being held without bond and face the death penalty if convicted.
The U.S. attorney said in this news conference that 2 of the 4 ringleaders of this massive human smuggling operation were arrested locally right here in Los Angeles, and that this smuggling operation spanned multiple countries, smuggled tens of thousands of people into the United States, and lasted for more than a decade. Now, let me play some of what the U.S. attorney had to say in this news conference. Take a listen.
The indictment alleges a transnational criminal organization smuggled approximately 20,000 illegal immigrants from Guatemala to the United States via Mexico, and then transported these aliens to cities throughout the United States. They held individuals smuggled hostage for months, threatened them and their family members with violence.
Excuse me. One of the live streams I did, one of the women was an illegal immigrant that was captured by ICE, and she was saying that back in her home country, they will unalive her because she owed them money. This makes me think that maybe she was a part of a smuggling ring where she paid someone to get to the U.S. and she still owed them that money. That's why they want to get here and they want to get to work as soon as possible. Now, this is all allegedly. This is me doing my Foodie Gang investigative team, but I think she may have been a part of a smuggling ring. But so so if they don't give them their money, their families could be unalived back in their home country. And so that goes to show you how advanced this smuggling ring was. Not only did they have people in the US, they had people in different countries working together to make profit, make money off of our broken immigration system.
And others, including children.
So let's do a little nightly news with Elena because there's something crazy that happened in Los Angeles today. The feds busted one of the biggest human trafficking rings that has ever been seen. And in the article, there was a really good quote. This is the Yahoo News article about this bust. The Border Patrol agent, he said, border security is created, and this is how you create it. You stop bad things that are happening. So the feds have charged El Jefe, accused leader of a human smuggling network that's behind a deadly crash where allegedly a 4-year-old was unalived. And I have to use certain words or TikTok to take my video down. Happens every day. So basically there's two heads of this criminal organization, El Jefe and Turco. They have associates in Guatemala that entice people to come to the U.S. They charge them between $15,000 and $18,000 to come to the U.S. And then they take them to a house where they keep all of these people until their fees are paid. A lot of these people don't have that kind of money, and they're held against their will in this house for months and months.
And this is all happening right in our backyard. This is happening in the US because of the broken immigration system where people were allowed to just come over here, get services like Next Level mentioned before. And unfortunately, yes, some people really did genuinely need help, but it also opened up the portal for bad guys as well. And these are some of the bad guys that were able to have an illegal immigrant smuggling ring because of the fact that we had open borders. And not many countries have open borders. So for 10 years, they did this. We don't even know the gravity of the amount of people that were affected, unalived, threatened, or harmed because it's been going on for 10 years.
Months and months. So much so that there was a undocumented immigrant. She was there. She couldn't pay the $15,000. They're holding her against her will. They're calling her mother in Guatemala, telling them that she's going to be coming home in a box. It's insane. The details of these stories and what happened to these victims is insane. It's horrifying because you can only imagine, right? Say they were enticed, they're promised this better future, and then you're held against your will in a house until you can pay these people, and you're subject to whatever they want to do to you. It's terrible. One of the members of this human smuggling ring, Obispo Hernandez is the last name, called a law enforcement agent and threatened to unalive that agent and his family members by their heads off, which is terrifying. This person still remains at large and is believed to be in Guatemala, but he has also been charged with threatening a federal task force officer. And in the article, it says that this is just an example of how violent this organization is. And it goes on and on, but then it talks about that car crash where this person was suspected to be in the involvement of the car crash that unalived 7 people. He was transporting to Los Angeles. They were going to bring them to this house where they're going to hold them against their will. It included 3 minors according to this indictment, and one of those minors was as young as 4 years old. It's terrible. So the chief border patrol.
Yeah, it's truly terrible, and a lot of stuff was going on that didn't even need to happen, and it's kind of scary to think all of this was going on right here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, who are these people that we are letting over here? It does make you kind of think. Like, what is really going on here?
Patrol agent of Border Patrol El Centro sector, Gregory K. Bovino, had a great quote that I was talking about earlier. It says, one of the most complex, far-reaching smuggling organizations is now out of business, Bovino said. Border security is created. It doesn't just happen. No truer words for anybody who doesn't just quite understand it.
Very true. And that was a statement that was made when they were announcing this smuggling ring being busted, is that you can have laws all day long, but if nobody is enforcing them, what do they really mean? If nobody's there to enforce them and it's a free for all and everyone's doing what they want. Now, like Next Level said, he did feel this illegal immigration deportation force was justified, and then there were some parts of it that he didn't agree with. We are gonna have to see over time what happens. But one thing that we can agree is that there are some really bad people that are exploiting the illegal immigrants. And it's very scary, very sad, and it does need to stop. And I was watching, I cannot remember the name of her channel. She has like a farm channel, and I believe she lives in Utah. And she was saying that I believe it was in Utah, but I'm not sure. So it's all allegedly. She was saying that the Venezuelan street gangs had gotten really bad in her area to the point where she doesn't even feel safe anymore at home without carrying a firearm. She doesn't feel safe. So we have to keep in mind that yes, some illegal immigrants do come here and they work really hard and they deserve to be here or deserve to at least be able to apply. Then we can also say on the same token that there are people that are exploiting our illegal our immigration system. And in these border towns, they're getting a lot of gangs that are not good. There's a lot of crime that's happening. So there's, two sides to it. But I wanted to share the story to tell you guys that there's multiple sides to every story. But 20,000 illegal immigrants smuggled for 10 years or a decade, that is crazy. And this was the biggest human smuggling ring ever busted in the US. So we gotta talk about it. We got to talk about it. But that's all I had to share with y'all for today's episode. Thanks for watching, Foodie Gang. And this is time for tea at 9:07. Good eats. Like I said, today we are gonna get back in the kitchen. I recently hit 3,000 members on my Facebook group, and we are going to have a celebration for that. I'm going to make these Cajun shrimp flail packs. I think that's what they're called. I try to work on the name, but I'm going to be going live later on today. So make sure that you have those notifications turned on so that when I get up in the kitchen and I go live, you get notified. Leave a comment down below and let me know how you feel about G Money, Lil Ronnie, and his daughter. How you feel about the 20,000 illegal immigrants that were smuggled into the country over a decade's time. And I also do make children's content. Make sure that you guys subscribe to Ava's Playtime. And I think I actually have that link here. Let me pull up that link. But yes, subscribe to Ava's Playtime. for children's content. And then all the content creators I mentioned during the show, make sure that you check out their YouTube channels. Okay, so the plan is for us to get back in the kitchen. I want to do 2 live streams tomorrow, another time for tea, and then one where we're in the kitchen cooking our 3K dinner. I did not have any live streams set up yet, but I will get them set up. So make sure that you have those notifications turned on. And thank you guys for rocking out with me. And I hope you enjoyed the show. Shout out to our guest that came up, Next Level and Dr. Frizzle or Main Event Fro. I'm gonna hit y'all with the outro video. We finna get up out of here. And follow me on my social media platforms. So let me check this right before we get up out of here, just to make sure. But yes, we are going to be back in the kitchen today. And we will be back here tomorrow doing some sort of live stream. So stay tuned for that. All right, all right, all right. All right, see you on the next one. I'm your host, this Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bang. And thank y'all for watching today.
Fuji gang, gang, gang. Fuji gang, gang, gang. Fuji gang, gang, gang. This is Chef Big Bang. Thank you so much for watching at 907 Good Eats. Make sure you hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m. I'm out.